Hello, I'm Nicolas Alonso, director of Monte Adentro, the Colombian and Argentinian documentary feature here at Full Frame Festival.
Now, your movie's about a mule drive, right? Or how would you describe it?
Yeah, it's about a family that is clinging to their roots, and their roots is this muleteering work, which is kind of disappearing, and they are struggling to basically not let it disappear, not let it go away, and be able to negotiate their way up between progress and tradition.
Now, how did you find out about this and decide that you want to devote so much of your time, exploring it?
To it. I was very interested in talking about our roots in Colombia. I grew up in Colombia, and I think it's necessarily, when you want to talk about roots in Colombia, you have to talk about countryside. And you see in this path, you come to see what is today the life of the countryside people, and what has been basically the same in the last 200 years after independence. That basically they've been just deprived of their rights, the land, etc. And I felt the need to talk about this, what was going on. And when I found this job, the muleteering job, that is an old tradition disappearing, I felt this was a metaphor of what happens to the countryside people. No, it's kind of it's an old way of life that is also disappearing in Colombia, and that's kind of a paradox because Colombia is mainly an agricultural country. So I said, I have to talk about this, and this job would probably allow me to build a metaphor. I didn't want to make a very propaganda or complaining type of film. I wanted to make a very filmic experience with film language, probably not interviews, etc. And this is how I came to meet this family and work with them.
How much equipment did you bring on the mule on the journey?
We had very little equipment because the geographical conditions would ask for that, and so we had like just one single camera, a set of zoom lenses, and one single tripod, and then a sound recorder, basically. And yeah, we were the mules and the mule drivers, and just following them all the time with the mountains.
And asking a really difficult question as a person who's worked in documentaries, how'd you keep up with the batteries?
We had a data manager in the base who would receive not only the data, so basically all the material, but who would also take care, thanks God, of the whole equipment. So she would clean and she would charge absolutely everything. So next morning when we had to depart, everything was completely charged and ready to start again.
Well, that's good, because it's always a worthy thing. I always sit there going, how do we get the batteries charged if we're not near anything with electricity? But that's a good solution. And how long did you spend with the people on the trip?
In general, so the whole process of the film lasted 5 years, 6 years until we premiered, 5 years since we started writing, and then principal photography was 6 months. So we have material of the research in the film, and then 6 months in the principal photography.
How has the film been received in Colombia?
Good. We haven't been yet into screens in theater, proper theaters. We've been only in festivals at the moment. But it's been good so far. It has a little recognition, some awards, etc. And hopefully we'll make it to some screens and share it with also like normal people, not only us, filmmaking.
And what other festivals are you showing at?
Next festival is Docs Barcelona, and I think there's the only one. The next that is confirmed is Docs Barcelona.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, thank you. And the film once again is?
Monte Adentro. So if anyone who's watching this comes across this name, go and see it. I think it's a worth watching film, interesting to make you think about and to open the discussion about old traditions versus modernity. Is the economic system we live on allowing us to grow with possibilities to exist, or it's just dictating what you have to do and lose whatever your past has been? So this is my contribution to this.
Cool. Thank you so much.